The morning sun was just cresting the rolling hills of Willow Vale, a quiet ranchland tucked along the windswept plains of eastern Wyoming, on a crisp September day in 2025, when my phone buzzed with a flood of urgent texts. I was sipping coffee on the porch of my family's homestead, the air sharp with the scent of sagebrush and hay, when I opened a link from my buddy Nate Ellis, a local welder. My stomach dropped. There, live streaming to hundreds, was Brenda Walsh, the 58-year-old HOA president of Pinecrest Estates, standing before a bulldozer as it tore into my great-grandfather's 100-year-old bridge. Clearing Pine Vale's eyesore, the stream's title read, her fake smile beaming as she waved at the camera. "This pile of junk isn't worth saving," she declared, her voice dripping with triumph. "Some folks think they can ignore HOA rules just because their trash is old. Not on my watch." Behind her, the bridge-hand-hewn oak beams etched with my great-grandfather's initials cracked and splintered, each groan of what is stabbed to my chest. I'm Ethan Carter, 40, a fourth-generation rancher who left a legal career to tend Crescent Moon Ranch, a 300-acre legacy of grit and memory. That bridge wasn't just a crossing over Willow Creek, it was where my grandfather proposed, where my dad taught me to skip stones, where our family story was carved into the grain. Brenda, with her hired thug Carl Jenkins, nicknamed Bulldog for his snarling bravado, had no idea it was a federally protected landmark, or that I wasn't just a rancher. She'd filmed her own felony, and I was about to make her pay. By the time I raced to the site, half the bridge was rubble, its timbers hauled off like garbage. Brenda stood pristine in designer boots and a tailored blazer, directing the demolition like a queen at a coronation. "Oh, Marcus," she cooed, spotting me, her sympathy as fake as her tan. "I tried emailing you, but you didn't reply. The board voted this eyesore had to go." I gripped a splintered plank, my great-grandfather's initials rough under my thumb, and kept my voice steady despite the rage boiling inside. "What did this bridge ever do to you, Brenda?" She laughed, turning to her live stream. "Say hi to Marcus Carter, folks, the guy who thought he could dodge our rules forever." Nate pulled up, truck skidding, already filming. "This is illegal," he shouted. "You can't destroy private property." Brenda's smile didn't falter, flashing her tablet. Section 12, Subsection 3 Unsafe structures can be removed with 72 hours notice. I sent it to Marcus's email. She didn't mention it was a dead address I hadn't used in years, a deliberate dodge. Clara Monroe, my 80-year-old neighbor, shuffled over, her face creased with worry. "Brenda said the county condemned it," she murmured. "Said it'd collapse and hurt someone." I saw the doubt in her eyes as she eyed the solid beams, built to outlast storms and floods. Brenda had been spinning lies for weeks, fake safety risks, forged inspection reports, though, turned the town against my bridge. As the last support beam snapped, I bent to pick up another plank, its wood warm with a century of memory. Brenda saw junk, I saw heritage. More crucially, I saw her fatal mistake. Back home, I checked my safe, pulling out the 1997 registration with the Wyoming Historical Commission, marking the bridge as a protected landmark under federal law. Brenda's live stream was a confession, her demolition a federal crime. "She broke the bridge," I muttered, "but I'll build justice." Nate, pacing my kitchen, wanted to storm her office. "We've got her on video." I shook my head. "The law's got this." Brenda posed for selfies amid the wreckage, oblivious to the storm coming. I called Ellen Tate, a contact at the Historical Commission. "Marcus, tell me you're joking," she said when I reported the demolition. Her voice hardened. "I'll be there tomorrow. Whoever did this is in deep." Brenda, meanwhile, was spinning her next lie. She showed up at my door hours later, a basket of store-bought muffins in hand, her concern as convincing as a snake's tears. "Marcus, I'm so sorry about how this went," she said, peering past me like she was casing the place. "Let's work this out." I let her in, curious. She perched on my couch, eyeing family photos generations on that bridge. "Rules are rules," she sighed, pulling a folder from her Prada bag. "But we're willing to settle $600 for removal costs if you sign this release waiving legal action. $600 for a century of history." "That bridge was no landmark," she added, smiling. "Just a hazard." My phone buzzed Nate's texts with screenshots of Jenkins bragging online, videos of him bulldozing, tagged with the rental company's name. Your friend seems upset, Brenda noted, her threat thinly veiled. Harassment's a serious matter. That night, Ellen called, her voice grim. Your bridge isn't the first, Marcus. Brenda's tied to 4 other demolitions historical sites, cleared for developers. Her cousins with Summit Development. I dug into HOA records, finding unexplained deposits matching Summit's land bids. Brenda wasn't just power-hungry, she was a cog in a profiteering machine, erasing history for kickbacks. The next HOA meeting was her stage, a masterclass in manipulation. She stood at the community center's podium, slideshow flashing doctored photos of my bridge angled to look rotted. Our insurance was at risk, she lied, her supporters nodding. Would you save an old bridge or lose your coverage? When I asked who funded her lawsuit against me, the room stilled. Standard enforcement, she deflected, but Clara's frown deepened. Brenda had fed her lies about routine actions, but lawsuits weren't routine. Nate's online taunts hit gold. Jenkins, riled, posted a rant admitting Brenda paid him cash for 3 prior demolitions, all hazards later sold to developers. Nate screenshotted it before Jenkins's girlfriend yanked it down. This guy's dumber than dirt, Nate texted. Give me a day, he'll confess more. Brenda's lawyer, Derek Vance, a slick suit with a Rolex, served me a $60,000 lawsuit for harassment and defamation, claiming I'd turned Pinevale against her. He scoffed at my bridge's protection. Show me the county report. I pressed. His smirk faltered. We'll provide it in discovery. Nate was livid. 60 grand for truth? Jenkins posted the crime. I focused on the bulldozer's serial numbers in his videos, traceable to a rental firm's logs, proving Brenda planned the demolition weeks before her emergency. In court, Brenda's witness, Travis Webb, swore I'd threatened Jenkins at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday when I was speaking at the Pinevale Grange, red-checked shirt and all, with 50 witnesses. My lawyer, Clara's son Tom, produced Grange footage, shredding Webb's lie. He cracked, admitting Brenda paid him $6,000 to perjure. She said it'd scare you. He blubbered, earning cuffs for perjury. Brenda hissed in the hall. You're nobody, Marcus. I run this town. You'll beg to sell. Her nails dug into her purse, greed baring its teeth. That night, my phone lit with a Threat Me Mayor's photo in her stall. Drop the suits, or worse. I forwarded it to Sheriff Amos Reed, camping in my barn till dawn. Brenda's next blow was sabotaging me irrigation pipes smashed, flooding my pasture. She spun it as my vandalism, her doctored video fooling some neighbors. Amos, swayed by her calls, eyed me warily, but Nate's drone footage caught Jenkins breaking the pipes at midnight, his face clear. At an HOA meeting, Brenda preached about my dangerous vendetta, swaying waverers until Clara asked, which was it, county, state, or feds condemning the bridge? Murmurs grew, Brenda's lies unraveled. An FBI email hit my inbox. Agent Laura Hayes wanted to talk. Your bridge fits a pattern, she said, meeting me in Pinevale's diner. Brenda's linked to 8 illegal demolitions, all for Summit. She didn't know yours was federal. Her file showed Brenda's cousin at Summit, $600,000 in HOA kickbacks. We're a wire? She asked. I nodded, ready to end this. Brenda's full-page ad in the Pinevale Herald smeared me as a con artist forging history, time to taint jurors. Ellen stormed Brenda's office, slamming certified records on her desk. You requested these 6 months ago, she said, recorder running. You knew it was protected. Brenda paled, stammering denials. At the final HOA meeting, Brenda pushed for emergency powers to seize problem properties, eyeing mine. Some think they're above us, she sneered, glaring at me. I stood as she savored her slim victory. Congrats, Brenda. You've won powers you'll wield from federal prison. Agent Hayes waited outside, warrant in hand. In court, packed to the rafters, I entered in robes, the bailiffs call Honorable Judge Marcus Carter, shattering Brenda's smugness. Your Honor, Derek sputtered. He's the plaintiff. I raised a hand. I'm a witness, assigned by federal court. Ryan's drone footage played, Brenda's live stream damning her. In 2023, I said, I jailed Marcus Smith, your developer pal, for environmental crimes. You followed his script. Brenda screamed, entrapment, admitting Smith's ties. Hayes arrested her for destroying federal property, fraud, racketeering, and conspiracy. Jenkins, panicking, yelled, She showed me fake papers sealing her coffin. The HOA dissolved, its funds drained by suits. Brenda got 7 years, Jenkins 5, their assets frozen. Summit's deals collapsed under FBI scrutiny. Pinevale rebuilt the bridge with donations, its new beams carved with initials Claris, kids, mine. At the dedication, a choir sang, elders wept, and a plaque read, Carter Bridge, built 1925, destroyed by greed 2025, reborn by community 2026. A new HOA letter slid under my door, resounding threats echoing Brenda's greed. Smiling, I called Hayes. Some never learn, but justice, like my bridge, endures. Was Marcus's strategy justice or manipulation? Should Brenda's sentence be lighter or harsher? Can Pinevale stay free, or will new Brendas rise? Share your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for stories that demand your stand.